Hey guys, and CSFan001 here, welcoming you to another one of those weekly trophy list update videos. Today's date is Monday, December 9th, 2019, so that means this will have covered, I believe, the 2nd through the 8th. I'm just pulling up the calendar now. Yep, the 2nd through the 8th. Okay, so this week was relatively productive, maybe not quite as productive as last week, but overall I would say it was a successful week, got some good stuff done. I'm going to go ahead and sync up trophies there. I only played a few different games this week. I did jump on Destiny 2. I've been jumping on that every week. I'm doing the Heroic Adventure and the Nightfall Strike every week. I will eventually get through the Nightfall Strike, or a Nightfall Strike that'll give me the Nightfall Trophy, like the one for killing a boss from the Forsaken DLC that's in the Nightfall Strike. I know that I completely butchered the description of that. It's basically you have to kill a Nightfall Strike boss that is a Forsaken Nightfall Strike boss. So you have to wait for specific Nightfalls to be able to do it. It just hasn't popped up yet. And then I'm working my way through the Heroic Adventures every week. I do them every week. I mean, they're easy to do for the most part, and they usually only take like half an hour, so it's not that big a deal. And then also always trading with Xur just to see what he has, just to work on my collections, just because I kind of, for that portion is more just me being a little OCD and actually wanting to have that kind of done. So the only thing that's ever going to end up being troublesome is that even as I finish all the adventures, I'm still going to have to do the collections badges for both Forsaken and for the first two DLCs. And they do not look fun. They are completely luck based. I'm not looking forward to it. Actually, I don't think the Forsaken one's all that bad, because I don't really think you have to go too far out of your way. I think you just have to farm for it in the Dreaming City or in the Tangled Shore to get it. But the other one is going to be awful because you have to like do the prophecies and stuff, and I know nothing about any of that. I know it's just an absurd F ton of grinding, but it's not going to be fun, and I'll work on it slowly or just kind of not care so much because I'll eventually do the raid. But if I don't get the Triumph Seal done anytime soon, who cares? It's not exactly high priority. So the actual games I earned trophies in this week, there were 3 of them. The first one was Lego Indiana Jones 2: The Adventure Continues. I don't remember exactly which trophies. Anything with an 11 in front of it I would have gotten done with last week. So this week I finished all of the treasure mode and bonus levels in the Temple of Doom, the Last Crusade, Skull 1, Skull 2, and Skull 3. So that's basically just doing all of the stuff in each hub world. So basically in each hub world, to 100% this game, you basically have to go into each hub world. You have to do the 5 story levels, obviously, for each of the 6 movies. You have to complete the 5 treasure mode levels for each movie, which are accessed by re-entering the level entrances for the story levels. And the treasure mode levels are basically sort of condensed versions of those missions where you're just trying to find like a treasure chest. It's not really, most of them aren't hard, but sometimes you can't do them until you unlock other characters because you have to unlock characters in the hub world in kind of weird ways. But you have to do that, and then the bonus levels, these are found separately. There's 5 regular bonus levels that you have to find, and then 1 super bonus level you get once you have finished everything else in the hub world. So you have 6 total super bonus levels and 6 total bonus levels per hub. So the game has a whole lot of levels, but they do tend to be a little bit shorter and designed more like the Vita Lego games, which I haven't done one in a long time. So they're usually shorter, but there's just a lot of them. And I highly suggest going ahead and using the cheats in the game. Like, use the cheats to unlock the times 10 red brick. It won't affect your trophies, and doing that will prevent you from having to replay any levels, because that way you can get enough studs in each level, because the levels are kind of short, so sometimes the stud goals are a little harder to reach. Let's see, got that one done already. Then I got this trophy done, just defeat 50 Russians while playing as Mutt. You can just replay some of the later levels in the game. You might actually get it naturally if you sort of remember to work on it throughout the game. Scholar Access, you won't actually get this done through natural progression, surprisingly. You'll only have around, I think, 8. I think I ended up having 8 through natural progression doing everything else. So I ended up having to, there's like a certain level you can play to do it. It's one of the Temple of Doom levels. I think it's one of the treasure levels. You go into it, and there's a level you can replay a couple of times that has a Scholar Access right at the beginning that's needed for story progression. So that's a good way to do it, because in the story levels, there's no mini kits, there's no real like alternate paths and stuff. It's just completing the levels. There's no mini kits in it. It's just items in the hub world, pretty much. Then we have the bonus level stuff, and I'll talk about all of that in a second. The artifacts are, there's 30 bricks, 10 red, 10 blue, and 10 green you have to collect in each hub world, and finding all those in each hub world, I think, is how you get the artifacts. I think that's how you get it. I don't entirely remember, but I know it's going to be unlocked while going for the 100%. The plane races are another part of the 100%. They're a part of each hub world. There's one in each hub world, so 6 total. They aren't too hard. I mean, the controls aren't perfect, but they still aren't really like that difficult by any means. I mean, it's a Lego game. You can't expect it to be too hard. It's not quite the easiest Lego game, but it's not the hardest one either. The builder trophies. We'll go ahead and talk about those here. So, editing a bonus level is very easy. Just go in, make any level, and then just go in and edit it. That's not going to be a problem. So that trophy is very easy. It's the remaining ones that are a bit more of a problem. This one, it's not buggy, but I guess I was just doing something wrong because I couldn't get it to unlock on stream for a while. I think you have to have like at least a certain number of objects placed, and that's my assumption, like having like at least 4 to 5 objects placed that you can destroy, and then destroy them and go into the little thing to end the level. It was kind of weird. Like, it took me a while to get it to unlock, but it eventually unlocked for me, which was good. So I don't really know what was up with that. It was kind of annoying, but I mean, I eventually got it, so it doesn't really matter that much. Destroy India with Spalco. You don't get Spalco until pretty late in the game. Like, she's only bought on the very last hub world, but that's not too difficult once you have her. Create any custom character. You do that from the creator hub. Complete all the builder tutorials. There's 4 of them. They take a few minutes apiece. Build your own adventure. This was kind of a unique idea. It allows you to set up a series of levels, like a series of the custom levels to play in a row as like an adventure, but you only have to set up one for it, and it can be the custom level you made for the validated trophy. So that's all you have to do. It's very easy. Just set it up and you can get it, but it is just... It was an interesting idea. Like, they did focus quite a bit on making the creator hub and giving you the freedom to try to make stuff. It's just not really all that well executed or really all that interesting. I mean, maybe if you were a kid focused on playing a lot of the Lego games, maybe then you'd like it more. Maybe I would have liked it more back in the day, but I wasn't the biggest fan in the world of it. It doesn't add enough to the game for me personally, but that's just me. I mean, maybe other people like it more. I know that this game didn't get the best reviews per Lego game. It got like pretty mixed reviews overall. But it was the first Lego game with trophies in it, which is pretty cool, and I got it done. And it's also one of the rarer Platinum trophies, because before we go through the rest of it, yeah, the Platinum on here is only 2.2%. The Platinum on PSN Profiles is only 15-ish%, 15 to 16, so it's kind of rare, actually, by Lego standards, because Lego games usually don't have quite as common of Platinums as, like, Ratalaika games or the old kids games, because they still take some time to do. They still take at least a little bit of effort to do. But this one definitely has a little bit lower of a completion rate, so that's good. Like, very few of the trophies are earned by over 50% of players. I think the only ones that are earned by more than 50% are on PSN Profiles, are like create a customized character and completing all the story levels. You have to unlock all the vehicles, which you purchase them in the hub worlds. Unlock all the enemies, you purchase them in the hub worlds, but to get them, you usually have to either win a race or beat up on a group of enemies to make them appear in the map. So here we have the first of the 3 glitch trophies. I got very lucky in that none of the glitch trophies actually glitched on me, which was awesome. Now, the good thing is, as I've talked about before, all 3 of them have solid workarounds, which is really nice to know that at least if you do have them glitch out on you, you're not screwed. This one, though, requires you to beat the very first level of the game in under 5 minutes. I'm not really sure how you can do this in story. I feel like that would be pretty tough to do, but you can very easily do it in quick play. Go to quick play and select a female character, and you can jump over all the barriers at the beginning of the level. So it's very easy to do that way, and then just go play through to the end. You can speed through the last part of the level, like the second half of the level or so, but it's very easy. If you just pick a female character, you won't have much trouble. Because that's another thing you have to do, and we'll talk about that trophy actually in just a moment. Unlock the Grail Knight and unlock the Interdimensional Being. They're unlocked. You have to purchase them both. They're found in certain areas, sort of toward the end of their respective movies. Nothing too difficult there. You'll get that while going for the 100%. You have to complete all 30 story levels in Quick Play. Quick Play is located in the Creator Hub, and it is this game's version of Free Play instead of Quick Play. It allows you to select 2 characters of your choice, plus the characters that would be activated normally during story, and replay through the levels. There's not really a purpose of it in this game just because there's no mini kits and stuff to find in the levels, but it is there. It's in the Creator Hub, and you have to beat all 30 levels in Quick Play. Now, I got this trophy to unlock by... I just played through all 30 levels in one session in a row, and that unlocked the trophy, so I didn't have any problem by doing it that way. Other people have said that it glitched on them, and if it does glitch on you, you have to, I think, replay all the levels in order in one session, and then go into the Creator Hub and build a very specific level design. It's really, really weird, but that's what I've heard you're supposed to do if it glitches on you. So hopefully it doesn't glitch on you, because that would be pretty time-consuming, because doing all the levels in Quick Play, it's not hard by any means, it just takes time. And then finally, you have to complete the game to 100%. Now, to do that, you have to complete all the story, treasure, and bonus levels while filling up the stud meters in each of them. So you do all that, that's going to be a good chunk of your percentage. You have to unlock all the characters and vehicles, which would include completing all the races and all that kind of stuff in all the hub worlds. And you have to find all the red, green, and blue bricks in each hub world and purchase the extras that they give you. And then finally, you have to 100% the Creator Hub, which is done by completing the 4 tutorial missions and purchasing everything. So it's not really that tough of 100%, and I did this platinum in about 17 and a half hours, so I did it a lot faster than the guides say, because the guides, I think, both have 20 to 25 hours, like the one on PSN Profiles and the one on PlayStation Trophies. I think each have 20 to 25 hours for the platinum, but I did it in 17 and a half. But I think that's probably because I got lucky with the trophies not glitching on me. Because this is the other trophy that can glitch, but thankfully its fix is pretty easy. You just replay a couple of levels and you'll get it. So thankfully that one's not too terribly bad if it glitches on you. So I would say be a little cautious if you want to play this game, because it does have a lot of glitch trophies, or a few glitch trophies, and a few of those are pretty bad, but I thankfully didn't run into any problems, so maybe you won't either. I don't know. Next up, we have Resident Evil 5, and I got back to playing it just a little bit. I didn't get too much done, but I got what I wanted to get done with. I got it done. So, like I've said before, it's funny because this game actually has all of its trophies in a single list instead of separate tabs for the DLCs. So we scroll all the way down here to the first DLC, Versus, and I finished the 30 matches of Survivors, which are 5-minute long matches where you try to beat up the other human players. It's not like Slayers where you're more competing to kill the most zombies. So 30 matches of Survivors is easy to boost. You just do it with 2 consoles. But it takes 2.5 to 3 hours depending on load times and how quickly you can play it and stuff. So it does take some time, but it's not too bad. I mean, it's a grind. It's not really all that bad. So what I currently have left is to win 30 matches each in Team Slayers and Team Survivors. Thankfully, I have found a partner that has 2 PS3s. So we are going to be able to boost all of this, which is great. So we're going to be able to boost this, and since me and him will be on the same team at all times against our alts, we will always win. So that's great. So I mean, that means we'll always win, so it means it'll take exactly 30 matches in each game mode, which will take about an hour and a half here for Team Slayers, an hour and a half to 2 hours, and then 2.5 to 3 hours. So a total of like anywhere from 4 to 5 hours probably to finish all of that. I don't think we're going to get it all done in one night, probably a few different sessions. But that's good that we'll be able to do all that. As for the other trophies, the 40 defeated combo in Team Slayers is probably the actual hardest trophy in the DLC. Because the 20 defeated combo really isn't too bad, but the 40 defeated combo is a little bit harder. Because getting 40 in the time limit can be a little tough if you don't have everyone in the right spot. I think we'll be able to get it because I got the 21 without a whole lot of trouble, and we got the 41 on PS4 without a whole lot of trouble, but it's still it's a little bit trickier. It is probably the hardest trophy in this particular DLC. 80,000 points in Team Survivors is really easy. Just beat up the other human players during the match. We'll get that first try. That's not going to be a problem. Unlock all selectable characters. I've got 7 of the 8 unlocked. I need 20,000 more points to get the last one, and I'll easily have enough points while doing the team matches, so that's not a problem either. And then 100 players with physical attacks and versus. This is one of the trophies that's easier on the PS4 version. I don't think I mentioned that before, that all 4 of the win trophies are easier on PS4. They each only require 15 wins instead of 30, so that would cut time in half if you didn't have to boost with another human player, because you actually have to on PS4. But the 100 players with physical attacks, that's easy. That'll probably just play Team Survivors, and it'll probably come naturally along the way, but you can grind it very easily in just a few matches if for some reason it didn't. Just maybe go for a few physical attack kills per match. That's when you use the square or circle button to kill your human opponent, like to finish them off when their health is low. As for the other DLCs, I've finished Lost in Nightmares already. Lost in Nightmares is not that hard. You have to complete it with an S rank, you have to complete it on Professional, so you have to play it a few times. You have to do damage to Wesker at the end of it, as well as destroy all the score stars. I didn't have too much trouble with this DLC, though, as you can see. I mean, aside from the Professional trophy, I did the other 4 all in one run of the levels, so that wasn't really a problem. And then I did Professional a couple weeks later, just finished off. Yeah, that one's not too hard. Desperate Escape is a little more of a challenge. Desperate Escape is actually pretty tricky because it's fairly long for a DLC. It comes down somewhat to luck as to what weapons and Magini types you get spawning, and it is definitely... This is probably one of the hardest trophies in the entire game overall, just because it is pretty tough to beat on Professional. I'm not as heavily focused on that because theoretically that's always a trophy I could do solo if I had to. I really don't want to on PS3 though, so I'll probably find someone who wants to play it with me that I can do that with, because I don't really want to deal with the AI on the PS3 version of it in solo. I did everything solo on the PS4, but I'm not doing it again on PS3. It was awful because the AI is way worse on PS3, way dumber, you die faster, etc. As the PS3 version I've always talked about is actually harder for Resident Evil 5, and play the 2 side by side or play them both back to back and you'll see what I mean. The PS3 version's harder. So finally, in terms of trophies, I got the Platinum for the European PS4 version of Zeroptian Invasion. This is a Space Invaders clone. It is a straight-up Space Invaders clone. That's all it is. The Platinum Trophy is pretty easy. It's not the easiest Ratalaika game. It was a little bit frustrating, not necessarily because the game is difficult, but because of certain other aspects to it, mainly the fact that your gun that you use fires really, really slowly. Like, even when you're rapidly tapping X, it fires pretty slowly, which is kind of frustrating at times. And also because I know for a fact that there's a few times it did not look like I got hit, but I would take damage or, die, because you only get 2 lives, so that's not really a whole lot. To get the Platinum Trophy, though, is still relatively easy. I mean, it's no higher than a 3 out of 10, so it's not really that big a deal, but it is... I'd say it might be a little bit harder than people might expect from a Ratalaika game, just at first at least. But it's a very quick Platinum. I did it in 17 minutes, and you can easily do it faster than that, because I screwed up a number of times. You can easily do it in 10 minutes. So it's one of their fastest Platinums if you know what you're doing. You have to die once, probably will happen naturally. Destroy the first 2 bosses. This will be earned by completing the first 7 levels of the game. Now, sadly, I did not actually catch the Platinum Trophy unlocking for this game because of this trophy right here, because I thought that this boss was on level 6, not level 7. Apparently, he was on level 7, and that unlocked the last few trophies, including the level 7 trophy, which is the last trophy you get. And I did not know that was going to happen, so because of that, I actually did not catch the Platinum Trophy unlocking, because I thought I had to do 1 more level after beating the second boss, but I was wrong. So yeah, there's that. There's the whole story of that. That was obviously my own fault, though I would have expected there to be 1 more level after that, because I thought it would be like levels 3 and 6 would be the bosses, but whatever, I guess not. I mean, it's not a big deal, but it's just, that's the reasoning behind that. You have to get 10,000 points to get those 4 trophies. If you ever fully die, lose both your lives, your score will reset. I don't think it'll reset if you lose 1 life. But you should get this naturally when you reach level 4. So I don't think you're going to have too much of a problem with that. You should get it naturally on level 4. You also get a checkpoint, by the way, after each boss you kill. So after you kill the first boss, you'll get a checkpoint there, so you only have to replay half the game if you run out of lives. You have to collect one power-up, which is pretty much unmissable, but only the shield power-ups actually do anything. I don't even think the other two do anything, or I didn't see them do anything. And then complete 7 levels, which will be earned at the same time as you beat that second boss. So relatively quick, relatively easy, but extremely quick Ratalaika Platinum. Glad to have that one done. That was in the backlog for a while. That's an EU version of one. So I haven't done the North American versions yet. I don't own the North American versions, but I probably will eventually when they're on sale for cheap enough. So, with that, level 70, 35%, 17,401 total trophies, 410 platinums, 2,342 golds, 4,485 silvers, 10,164 bronzes. So, what are we looking for in the next week or so? I picked up a handful of games on the Black Friday sale, not too many though, mainly like 2 or 3 Artifacts Monday games and the Perplexing Orb, so didn't pick up too much on that. In other news, though, Borderlands 3's first DLC, I think, is going to come out on December 19th, I read. Let me see if that even lines up on a... I don't know if that's a Tuesday or not. What is the 19th? The 19th is a Thursday, okay, but it comes out within the next few weeks, so... we'll begin the first Borderlands 3 DLC around that time. I mean, I don't have the Season Pass yet. I'm waiting for it to go on sale, but eventually I will play that and, you know... keep up the 100% eventually, because I definitely want to have the Borderlands franchise done, but given Borderlands 1 sitting over there incomplete because of the Mad Moxie DLC, I got to figure out something to do with that, because I feel like if I complained enough to them, they'd fix it, because there's easy fix to this, by the way. All they have to do is do one of two things. Either make it so the trophy unlocks, like all the gold trophies for that DLC, either unlock by completing the 3 lesser challenges, just change it to that, because other games have done it. Destiny 2 does it constantly, and other games have done it as well. I mean, didn't Rainbow Six Siege change its entire trophy list in the last few months, which is crazy? They could easily just change the trophies to unlock for completing the 3 lesser challenges that each take 45 minutes, much more reasonable and won't crash, and just change it to that. Or they could change it to where you import a PS3 character, and if you import your PS3 character that has completed it, then then that auto pops it. They could do that as well. I don't feel like they want to do that or ever really care enough, but I feel like if we bother them enough, maybe they will, because it's a major problem that's only on PS4 for some reason. So yeah, I just don't want to deal with that anytime soon, but I will have to eventually, because I've still got 2 Colosseums left. Enough about that, though. That's the only other major game. Apparently, GTA 5 is about to get another major heist for the casino, the Diamond Casino or whatever. So I do wonder if that's going to get trophies to it, because the Doomsday heist, that major 3-act heist with numerous mini missions in between, got its own DLC trophy list. I really hope GTA 5 doesn't get more, because I don't want it to have more, because I don't want to deal with the heists already, because they take quite a while, and you have to have a pretty dedicated group to get through them in any reasonable amount of time. I know that the regular heist DLC is really not that hard, and I really need to go back and finish it at some point, just find a group to do it with. Just been kind of lazy about that, because I've already finished the first 2 heists. I only have 3 more to go. But then with that, I just don't want to deal with that or the Doomsday heist, so hopefully there's no new trophies added to it. I've also been hearing rumors that the Minecraft Bedrock Edition is coming out on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday the 10th. That's another rumor I've been hearing. I don't know how true that is, but that'd be interesting. I don't know what that's going to mean for Minecraft, but that would be interesting if they do that. I don't really know what that would mean, but it could be kind of interesting. Otherwise, though, just working on continuing my Drunk Challenge runs on the weekends and regular trophy streams on Wednesday. I think that starting this week, we're going to be back to normal for a couple weeks until Christmas comes around, during which time I obviously will be a lot less consistent, because I'll be back home with family, as well as Lizard Guy. He'll be home, and we'll be gaming and stuff together. Don't worry, we will absolutely do a drunk stream at some point during that time period, which will hopefully be hilarious. But we will absolutely do a drunk stream at some point in there together, because you guys remember that last time we hung out, well, not last time we hung out, but last, I think, Christmas, early in my time streaming, we did like a 6-hour long stream of random co-op or competitive games, and it was absolutely hilarious. Oh, that was so much fun, and I can't wait to do another stream like that again. I'm sure we will find dumb games to play and stuff, so we will definitely be able to do that. So otherwise, I think that's going to be about it, but hopefully, like I said, these next couple weeks should be fairly consistent. This week should be back to the normal schedule of, Trophy Video Monday, Platinum Trophy Tuesday, Stream on Wednesday. Probably going to do a recipe video, actually, on Thursday, because I've got one edited, so I can upload that. Drunk streams Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday, probably nothing. I got to get started on editing another Fallout 3 challenge rundown, so I'll start working on that this week as well. The one other thing, though, is, of course, that 300 to 400 Platinum Trophy video. I just haven't had time to record it yet. I'm going to make sure I get done with that this week, though. I will get that recorded. And then otherwise, probably just working on Resident Evil 5, hopefully, is another one I want to make sure I work on this week. So that should be about it. Drag this video out a little bit longer, but hope you guys enjoyed it, and see you for the next one.